Today, we will be predicting each of the 4 teams in the NFC North 2023 NFL schedule. And last year, well, the Vikings won it, and the Bears got down in the deeps, and then the Lions and the Packers fought out for the second place. And the Lions got it. But that was a great season for them. The Packers, not so much. Vikings, really good. Bears, not so much. So, who will it be this year? Now, of course, these are my May predictions. Later in August, I will do the predictions after everything's settled and the season's about to start. So, I do all those predictions so you can see my playlist, May predictions of the NFL season. Now, let's go. So, we're starting right off the bat with the Minnesota Vikings. So, let me go ahead and get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let me go ahead and get them with the win. Eagles, much as I am as a Cowboys fan, that's going to be a loss for the Minnesota Vikings. So, well, that's thanks for them, I guess. All right, so anyways, 2-1 against the Chargers to beat them. Carolina Panthers, that'll be easy for them, 3-1. Kansas City Chiefs won't be easy for them. They're there, so 3-2. Chicago Bears, give me them with the win, 4-2. Also, then again, give me the 49ers over the Vikings. The Vikings go 4-3. Then they go ahead to Lambeau Field and they lose to the Green Bay Packers, 4-4. Then they go ahead and go to the Falcons. They easily win that, 5-4. Then they beat the Saints, go 6-4. Then they go ahead and easily beat the Broncos, 7-4. Then they go ahead and do it again, win again against the Bears to go 8-4. But then that snaps after a bye week, that winning streak, 8-5 after losing to Jimmy Garoppolo and the Raiders. Then they go ahead and also lose to Cincinnati Bengals. It'll be Justin Jefferson versus Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase reunite from LSU. They go 8-6, but they do turn around, beating the Lions. Then they do beat the Packers, but then they do fall to the Lions in Detroit at Ford Field. So that gives them a 10-7 to end the regular season. Maybe they go to the playoffs. Let's see the next team, see if they do, maybe. Alright, now we're moving on to the Green Bay Packers. So, we first off see them losing to the Bears to go 0-1. Then they do go to Atlanta, lose to them 0-2. Then they do beat the Saints to go 1-2. Then they do lose to the Lions at home to go 1-3. Not a good start for Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers with their first year without Aaron Rodgers. Then they do again lose to the Raiders in Las Vegas. But they do turn around, beating the Broncos, and they do beat the Vikings after that. So that guess that gives them some love. And then they do go ahead and get back on track, beating the Rams, and then they do go to Pittsburgh and beat the Steelers. So they do have a winning record. They go from 1-4 to 5-4. That's great for them. But then they do lose the next game to Justin Herbert and the Chargers. They'll have Kellen Moore. They'll have old Cowboy offensive coordinator, so that's why they're gonna win. So, anyways, Justin Herbert also. So, but 5-6, they do lose to the Lions after that. Then they do win the next game to the Chiefs. I think that will be the Chiefs' mistake losing, and they always have a hiccup game each year. Patrick Mahomes won't play his best game, so they'll lose to they will lose to the Packers. The Packers will win that game. Then they will lose in my future episode to the Giants to go 6-7. Then they will beat the Bucks. And then they will also beat the Panthers, but then they will lose to the Vikings and then turn around and beat the Chicago Bears for the last game. That goes ahead and concludes them 9-8, so they do not win the division since the Vikings got a record of 10-7. So, moving on to the Detroit Lions now. Also, while you're down there, make sure to go ahead and subscribe and like this video. 400 subs by June 1st would be great. If not, I'll make a different goal, but hopefully we can get there. So, let's go a few further in the video, Dog Squad. Start the Detroit Lions season. They do lose the Chiefs the first game of the season for any NFL team. It's the first NFL game of the season, but then they do go ahead and win not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, actually 5 straight. They do win 5 straight games against the Seahawks, Falcons, Packers, Panthers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they lose that fall when they go versus the Baltimore Ravens to go 5-2 of the entire season. Turn things around, beating the the Las Vegas Raiders to go 6-2. Then they lose to the LA Chargers. This time I'm right. LA Chargers 6-3. They go. Then they go ahead and turn around, beat the Bears to go 7-3. Then they start winning. They beat the Packers to go 8-3. They beat the Saints to go 9-3. slammed right into a wall, rematching the Bears. 9-4 they go, but they do beat the Broncos to go 10-4. They do go to U.S. Bank Stadium, lose to Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson 10-5. There's no way you're defeating all them boys in AT&T Stadium. They go 10-6 now. Then they go ahead and finish out the regular season going 11-6. That means that so far they are at top of the NFC North. Will the Bears be able to defeat them and win the division? Did I say they will? For right now, at least, because it is May, and we have August predictions later. But let's take a look. Last but definitely not least, well, last year, but the Chicago Bears. All right, the Chicago Bears time. How did they do this season? So I gotta go ahead and then getting them winning the first game, going 1-0. Then they beat the Buccaneers to go 2-0. Justin Fields off to a pretty good start, but they lose to the Chiefs 2-1. Then they do beat the Broncos 3-1. Then they do beat the Commanders 4-1. Lose to the Vikings 4-2. Then they do again now lose to the Raiders to go 4-3. Then they lose. They're starting to lose 4-4 to the Chargers, but they pick themselves back up, going 5-4, beating the Saints. Then they do lose to the Panthers, though. I do have Bryce Young defeating them, going to Chicago and winning. Then they lose to the Lions, starting to lose hope now, but they weren't able to do it. 5-7. But they start picking it up. They do rematch the Lions, and they are at home. They do win 6-7. Then they defeat the Broncos 7-7. Okay. All right. Well, what do you have here? You got the Cardinals. Are you gonna win that? Yep, you do. 8-7. Let's see. The Falcons and the Bears. 9-7. The Bears beat the Falcons. But looks like so far, even if they won this game, they will not be on top of the division. But they do not beat the Packers. So that does put them, I believe, third place, because they did they lose to the Packers earlier in the year? I think they may have. No, they did. But we're going to say, since it's determined it, we're going to say the Bears got third place in the year, and the Packers got second place in the NFC North Division. So that means the Lions are the NFC North Division champions. The Vikings are last. The Vikings? Getting last. Oh, wait. Sorry, I got them second. Okay, well, yeah. Here are the NFC North standings right here. I kind of fooled you there. I don't know why I said they got last. Vikings? Okay, well, never mind that then. So that ends it today. Thank you guys so much for watching.